For months, I had been working under a boss, Tom, who believed productivity was inversely related to happiness. Last Friday, I decided to surprise the team with a box of donuts, hoping to lighten the mood. As I placed them in the break room, Tom stormed in, eyes wide. "Those are against company policy," he shouted, as if I'd brought in contraband. Confused, I asked which policy prohibited donuts. Before I could comprehend, he called security, claiming I was violating wellness protocols. The guards arrived, bemused, and escorted me and the donuts out. Later, HR informed me that Tom had a personal vendetta against sweets, stemming from a failed bakery business. I decided it was the final straw and quit. Why do some bosses seem to take their personal issues out on their team? It was supposed to be a simple celebration at the office, a small cake to mark my 30th year. My coworkers gathered around, smiles ready as candles flickered. But my boss stormed in, declaring desserts a distraction. Before I could protest, he hurled the cake out the open window, watching it splatter below. Gasps filled the room, and I felt a simmering rage. I stood up and calmly announced I couldn't work for someone who'd rather toss joy out the window than celebrate it. I handed in my notice right then, leaving behind shocked faces and a splattered cake on the sidewalk.
Working the night shift at the old manufacturing plant was never normal, but when my boss, Mr. Hargrove, asked us to clock in at 11 p.m. for a special project, we knew something was up. Just as the clock struck midnight, all the lights flickered out. A chilling wind swept through the building, followed by Mr. Hargrove's voice, shadowed with fear, echoing in the dark. "Who closed the gates?" Panic erupted among us as we scrambled to the exit, only to find it locked tight. Moments later, his voice ceased abruptly, leaving behind an eerie silence. The next day, the police found the plant empty and Mr. Hargrove's office in chaos, yet no sign of him. We never saw him again, leaving us with one haunting question. You know those TV shows where the boss is so outrageous it seems made up? I used to think they were far-fetched until I met Monica, my supervisor. Monica had an uncanny ability to create drama out of thin air. With her penchant for gossip and manipulation, she'd have made a delightful villain in a daytime TV series. When I started at the company, Monica seemed like a typical boss, tough but fair. I was fresh out of college and eager to prove myself, so I worked late nights and weekends, hoping to impress her. Over time, I noticed Monica had an odd habit of pitting team members against each other. She'd praise one person for a brilliant idea and then criticize another for a similar suggestion, always keeping us on edge. The real drama began when she announced a new absurd policy. All team members must obtain her approval for bathroom breaks. It wasn't just inconvenient, it felt degrading. We tried to speak up, hoping it was a bad joke, but Monica doubled down, implying we were wasting time and resources. The first escalation came at the monthly team meeting. Monica publicly chastised Julia, a diligent coworker, for taking an unauthorized bathroom break. Julia turned scarlet but kept her composure, responding with the facts. She had emailed Monica but hadn't received a response. Without missing a beat, Monica accused Julia of overstepping and warned us all to take her authority seriously. After that meeting, my colleagues and I whispered conspiracies about Monica's motives. Could this really be about control? Things escalated once more when Monica began monitoring our break times via office security footage. This was the last straw for many of us. The climax came after a tense exchange between Monica and Alex, another team member known for his calm demeanor. In a rare moment of defiance, Alex called out the absurdity of her policy during a team call, citing HR guidelines on personal autonomy at work. The confrontation ended with Monica shouting that anyone who didn't like her rules could find the door. By then, a few of us had already been documenting these incidents, hoping to present a case to HR. But the plot twist came when HR revealed they'd been receiving anonymous complaints about Monica for months. They promptly initiated an independent investigation. The resolution was swift but shocking. Monica was placed on administrative leave, pending the investigation's outcome, and a new interim manager, someone from another department with a reputation for fairness, took over. Reflecting on the experience, I realize how much stress and toxicity we endured. It's astonishing how one person's power trip can affect an entire team's morale, but it's also a reminder of the strength in standing unified. So I'm curious, have you ever had a boss who made your workplace feel like a soap opera? How did you handle it?
I started working the night shift at Hammond Textiles a few months ago. My manager, Ethan, was a rigid, unsmiling man who never showed any sign of humanity beyond barking orders. The rest of the crew, however, seemed friendly enough, but something about their wary glances and hushed whispers unsettled me. The factory, steeped in history, was as old as the town itself. It stood as a relic from another time, filled with the clattering hum of machinery. There was one floor, though, that was always locked late at night, the third floor. One night, while restocking supplies, I noticed a faint light coming from under the door to the third floor. My curiosity got the better of me, and I borrowed Ethan's keycard when he carelessly left it on his desk. As I unlocked the door, the chill hit me first. The temperature was unnaturally cold. Then the smell, a sickly sweet stench that turned my stomach. I ventured deeper, each step echoing eerily. That's when I heard it, the first scream, slicing through the thick silence. I turned on my heels and fled back to my post, but the sounds kept haunting my mind. The next night, as I clocked in, a few coworkers exchanged nervous glances. "Did you hear it too?" one asked. I nodded, and she sighed in relief. "You need to report it," she urged. And so I did. I approached Ethan, describing everything, but instead of concern, his eyes narrowed, and a chill crept over his face. "Best you mind your business," he said coldly. Reluctantly, I backed off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that he was hiding something. The next week, we found out. During a shift change, the newest hire, Lena, went missing. The police arrived, and what they discovered was chilling. The third floor housed an illicit operation run by Ethan and a few higher-ups, exploiting workers and committing other unspeakable acts. The screams were a clue, a cry for help stifled by fear and power. With the authorities involved, the operation was dismantled, and Ethan was taken away in handcuffs, his sinister empire crumbling. As for the third floor, it was sealed off permanently, a haunted reminder of what once lurked in the shadows. Reflecting on those events, I'm relieved justice was served. But when the wind howls at night, sometimes I still hear its echo and wonder how many stories remain untold in workplaces like mine. Have you ever encountered an unsettling secret in your workplace, or discovered something unexpected about your boss?